Hey people, Broken Puppet, and this is how to draw a neo-traditional female face. Enjoy. Right people, how to draw a neo-traditional face. Now this one's going to be female. Like I said, neo-traditional. Slightly an angle, so we're going to bring in a circle. Coming around this circle. Bring almost like a little sausage loop. Come around there. It's a bit different to what you've probably seen, but this is a good way of getting the chinks. This is the part people struggle with most. How to get this part of the face curved right. Bringing this curve here, and then cut up through this. Get an oval shape just there. Now when you do this part of the chin, this part people struggle with, you want this to curve out to this line and join up with this to give you this hint with the right cheek shape. Bring the line across, bring the line up. Start with, start with the nose. It's always a good point to start with. Bring a little bridge line just a bit above this halfway line. Get this down. Come out a touch. Come down. Then what I'm going to do is just start working a little shadow just underneath here. Kind of curving down so you get this sense of circle bit just here. And come across. And this will give you a position for your other nostril. So you've got one that's going to go just in this little gap just there. And one there. What you can do to easily position it as well, come down from this, make a V shape, curve off into that one. Give you a sense of where that one goes, and just bring that shadow down. Going to bring a curve underneath this one, coming up a little bit. Now this shadow bit here is going to be darker. It's going to be like so. Then what I want you to do is bring up a light sort of like shadow to fill in this kind of space. So you want to bring this line up, following this nose shape. Once you get to here, you can kind of V this out. So I want you to basically shade out from this line when you're doing your shading. But you see as you go along. So if you bring up from this nostril bit now, coming up roughly along the same kind of line as this, that's where you want to start your eye. Your eye to start from this point. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to curve this line out. When I get to the end, I'm going to curve that out a bit. Going to bring in this line underneath. So we're going to curve around that edge just there, dip down, curve into this line. And then what you do here, come back just a little bit, excuse me, further back off that line, start there, and create a curve just coming around this bottom part of the eye. This will be shaded quite dark and outwards. Now depending on where you want your pupil, let's put this slightly at an angle, slightly here. So I'm going to put in a circle shape for the pupil. Little loop there just in that corner. Going to corner off of the section just there. Let's create a little circle just in the corner. That's going to be your light source. Black dot in the centre, and just black down from the top. Coming off of this line now, and you come off of this line, curve up, so you're going a bit higher than the top eyelid. Just curve around to there. And you want to bring this line around very faintly at this point, because this isn't going to be a hard line around there. Now this section here, in between the side bit here, coming up here, Then coming around here. Now when you do a circular shape, just fitting in this space of the eye. So if you imagine coming off of this curl, fit in a rough circle that fits in that space. That shows you where the back of the eyelid comes, you know, this top part of the eye. Now your eyebrow, depending on the kind of expression you want, will start from anywhere around here and following that curve. Like so, you see? So is that for us? Sorry guys. So yes, we sort of now come over to this side. So you come there, flick that out, and that's got that eye done. Now this one, at this slight angle, I don't want it to be coming directly off this nose bit, I want it slightly to the side. You know, so that sort of fits about right. You know, if you're not too sure if your eye's too close, just sketch in a rough circle. Like so. Step back and kind of look, kind of squint an eye and look at it, and does it look like the right sort of position? If it is, you go over it. If not, you just kind of readjust it. You know, that's always the easiest way to do it. So very similar, we're going to start from the corner. Going to curve up. But where it's slightly to the side, this is where it sort of slightly varies. So we're going to have this curve coming off of here, but a lot more sharply. See that this one goes kind of long, this one a bit more of a sharp turn. To come down off of that, jump back up over there, get that pupil so it fits roughly in the same sort of position, get your light source, dark pupil, exact same as done the other one. And then here, now for this bit, you know, you can either have it connecting or you can have it slightly just off of it, but you want it to follow the same principle as the other eye. So just go slightly above the eye and curve down. On this side, just bring a little bit of shadow. Now it's not going to come up big bold here, but you want this to follow again, just slightly underneath this eye. So you're going to get the shadow come off of there. That's where this same as bottom bit here, it's the same bit there. The eyebrow pretty much comes off of this line here. And again, if you just sort of like put in a circle shape just above that curve off the eye, that sort of give it a position for this eyebrow. Like so. Now go off a bit into the forehead. And then you got the mouth. Now the trick with the mouth is you want it to be close to the nose but not too close. You don't want it to be too far down, otherwise it just doesn't look right. So I'm going to sort of like put a position in here. Put a line above, a line below. Curve down now. In that top section, that's kind of where you want your top lip, and this bottom lip is where you kind of want it to go. Now I like my lips to be quite full with these kind of designs, you know, a bit like kind of Angelina Jolie sort of lips, so they're quite nice and full. You can go thinner if you like, but I'm going to start with the side, go up a touch, come down, come across, and come out. Now again, position is quite key. You know, so you want it to come a little bit just here by this nose and further out on this side. If this side is about even to this, it's not going to look right because this mouth's going to look too far over there. So get that in there. Bring up your top line, similar to this sort of curve here. So you just want to curve this bit and curve that down over there. This bottom lip, just going to kind of curve from the side. Touch that bottom bit and curve up into it. Now from here, depending on the size you think, you can sort of readjust if you feel like, you know, you've done the details smaller than your original circle. So what we've got here, we've got this circle bit here, so I'm going to bring in this curve. I'm going to shrink this sort of like, you know, shape we've done here. So it comes about there. Then that curving off of there to that way will give me this position. So what I'm going to do is going to bring this line across here, curve this up following that circle, and when it touches that line, I'm going to curve off of that into the eye shape. Just get rid of that other line we done, so you can see it nice and clearly, like so. And there's certain areas I'm going to line out, the shading. So you're going to want the cheekbone shaded. It's going to be that area just there. Sort of area just here we're going to want. Come off of here, we're going to want this kind of circular area here where the cheek would be. It's going to come down around the lip, come up this side. This part of the nose, section just there. That section just above the eye. So you can see, I want shadow sort of in these kind of areas, a bit light in here. Like so. And then when they're traditional like your hair's always kind of goes crazy, so I'm going to put a bit of like jewel in the hair. I'm going to have like a, almost like pendant oval, some semicircle bits around it. I'm going to have some leaves coming off of this, going up almost kind of like a Roman sort of style. So these are just going to keep plotting up, slightly arching backwards, getting thinner as they go higher. Similar sort of bit there, we'll go on behind the head, as if it's coming up from the other ear. Follow this line around here, this is roughly where you want this bottom bit of the ear to start. I'm going to go there. And have like a jewel bit in the ear, I think. And then it comes to the hairstyle. Now the hairstyle is always kind of going crazy. Now for this one, I'm going to create a section just here, I think. Then I'm going to create some wiggly lines coming off of it. Giving this kind of cool, like sort of bend, going the whole way through the design for the hair. So just create it, curve back, and each time you can kind of build it up just by creating a curve on the inside, going outwards. So we create one there to begin with. Get one come over here maybe. Just keep plotting in like your shapes until you kind of feel like, yeah, that looks pretty decent. It hasn't got to be perfect. This one kind of going behind this part of the head. One coming there. A little bit of body off some of these ones. Some jewels coming there, maybe just one just off this part of the cheek. Just that. Go down, get your neck. Make sure this part of the neck starts behind this part of the cheek, otherwise it just doesn't look right. You have a shadow. The shadow on the neck is going to kind of come in from this curve and fill in that space there. Pendant bit there, I think. Can have some circles coming back. Bit of frilly kind of collar. And it's a bit kind of vintagey sort of style. Coming off the back. And just a little bit just here and there. Nothing too crazy. So you've got your basic shape built up. So now I'm going to come in. I'll start with my bold line and then come in with my thin lines for little bits. Go a bit around there. As they're just slowly building up with these and just arching slightly back as you go further up. So your border lines mainly for sort of like hair on the outline, you know, just those bits. You want a bit more bold than everywhere else. Some flowery bits just on the edge side there. Change up the design for the earring. The squiggly line bit, just get a bit of fabric up there. Come off the back now, switch up to my fine liner. Just getting a little bit of details. Just make all those little edges just a bit thinner. I might have a few little sort of strand hairs just coming off. Line up each one of these leaves. And just inside the hair, I'm just going to put in little strands of hair. So just follow these little lines, just following the shape of them. So just follow the bend of the hair. So you see this bend here? So follow this. And that is the key with these lines, and that's to tell the direction of the hair. Now forget about it looking like hair strands, it's all about the direction with these designs. Like so. Again, pretty quick, but have patience with this, you know, because take your time and it will really be worth it. Remember, when you sort of run out of room, don't feel like you have to squeeze it into a line space. And you can also do what I'm going to do here, and that's going to change the direction as it goes higher. Let's give a sense that it kind of flows this way. Similar with this one. It's a little bit nuts, so I'm just going to gently just rub out the lines I don't need no more. If you want to leave those shade lines in the face so you know where you're going to shade, you can. Just gently rub them out so they're a bit lighter. And what I'll do is, yeah, I start from light, I build it up so you can sort of see, rather than you guys going in dark and sort of panicking if you guys gone too far or not. I start light and then work my way dark. So I'm just going to flick it above this eyelid, underneath this nose bit, not quite touching the nostrils, but filling that gap around them. Coming up this part of the nose here. It's up to you, you can leave a little highlight in that section if you want. Shadow around there, little shadows on that side. Just kind of fade up, limiting this kind of space. That sort of cheek area just there. From the nose on that part. Lips going to be quite dark, I like the lips to be nice and dark. Underneath this chin. Filling out that space there. Just going to lightly shade in the areas which I would shade in. around that. A little bit in the eye. So in the face, that's the sort of sections I would probably shade in. So a little bit around there if you want, but those are the rough areas. You can have more shadow coming off this nose part. Come there, and you can have a little bit of shadow just in there if you wanted. But those are the key areas you definitely want shadow. So what I'm going to do, get my darker tones, slightly start working this up. Actually, I'll just come in with a black now. Now you've seen those areas, I'll start with a black and fade down the way I would. Just going to put some pure black, just in a few little sections. Just many of the sections where there's like, there really is a definitive shadow. These are just Winsor Newton brush markers. Any brush markers will do, or water paints, pencils, any medium you can really get your hands on, to be honest. Don't feel like you have to use the same, but you can do if you want. So I'm just working a darker one just off of those black areas. Then switch up to a slightly lighter grey, work over the edges of them. A little bit of black, just on top of that way. Work down that grey. A little bit of shadow just underneath the top of the eyelid. Okay, just in that. So you can slowly see it all coming together now. This dark grey there. A little highlight for the centre of that lip. Bring in my black. So you can see that's the rough sort of shadows you want in the face. Now you can add some flesh tone in there as well if you want. I'll put all the black shading in there first. So I'm going to now do the hair. And I will put a little bit of shadow just underneath this nose as well. Just realised I missed that. Now for the hair, I like to have little highlights in certain areas. So this one kind of curves here, so I'm going to bring this line here. I'm going to have a little fade just across this edge, so you've got a little highlight there. Flick this down, maybe into a second highlight that will kind of fit in this gap here. Start black at the bottom of this one. Taking a highlight there. Going into a highlight at the top maybe. Highlight just to the top of that one. So the key is like just working in your highlights, you know, just finding out where you want to separate your lines. Now whether you want just a one big highlight like I'll probably do here, or if you want 2, 3 if the hair's bending. Now, I generally like to make the hair quite dark, but you can go lighter if you want. See there, this one I just want a 1. One going into 2. On either side there. So you're pretty blacks and then you sort of work in your dark shades. I usually do the side to side motion over the black. You know, side to side makes it easy to blend out. You know, you tend to find if you flick it a lot of the time, you'll get your flick lines. Just those 2 bits there. Remember on this kind of paper as well, it's sort of like it's wet when the marker goes on, so it looks darker and goes lighter afterwards. So always allow a chance for it to dry to see the true colour. Work this over the edge. Just keep getting that in there. I made this one a bit solid, I think. Looking at your ear detail. Just give me a little flicks in there. So you can see that's for, like, you know, the hair detailing. That light over there, so the light is a bit off of that. Sorry if there's any light glare. You can see, like, here for some reason this part's glaring. But I'll shadow just underneath that bit of the nose. There's a black jewel just here, so I'm going to do a circle bit just there. One kind of oval on that side. Put that in that way. Similar thing with the one on the neck, red. Just flicking some. to like flicking some brown into yellow on these leaves. Just flicking the brown in the bottom. Like so. Brush mark up. Get the yellow out of that. Put a little bit of flesh tone on the face. Work this over some of the shadows. A little bit of different colour under the eyes though. Flesh tone. Squiggle it over the edge. Then when it dries, it goes a lot more see-through. Some blue. Blue makeup. Red in the lips. Let's get these golden tones, just certain areas. Get some red. Get us like a little crack texture. Just make it a bit different. And then if I can find a light pencil, let's add some highlights. So put a little bit in the eyes, do it on the nose, on the chin, lip, inside bit of the eye, and just like little on the jaw bits, just where the highlights are. Bit around the outside bit of the cheek, just that. Don't want to go too crazy with it, just little hints just here and there. And there you have it. That's how to draw the neo-traditional face. Hope you like it. Check out my videos, subscribe, comment, yada yada yada, and a broken puppet, and I'll see you next time. Peace!